Hello, welcome to the very first episode of Journal and Jazz, or Ray's Journal and Jazz. Welcome, it's a new year. What Journal and Jazz is essentially we'll journal together, so feel free to bring out any supplies, any journaling supplies that you may have, and bring out a journal and we'll journal together. So feel free to have this video in the background of somewhere and we'll journal together and maybe have a conversation in between. It's essentially a digital space where we can do some journaling together. This is the very first episode, so I don't have a structure for how this will go. This is going to be all trial and error. We'll see if there are things that I kind of want to change along the way. This is my setup where I will have a camera facing me, and there is a camera that's kind of an overhead shot of where I will be doing the journaling. Happy New Year again. Let's set the mood before we begin. I have, let's light a candle. It's my matchbox. But yeah, before we begin, let's make sure that the environment is comfortable. I also have some tea that I brewed. It's green tea, so feel free to bring out some beverages as well. Yeah, so I was thinking for this very first Journal and Jazz, because it is the new year, this will be more focused on journal tips, how to begin, like how to begin journaling. If you've never journaled before, let this be the video for you. If you have, maybe this might be a kind of a new way of journaling that you might like, and maybe some tips. So essentially what we'll do is we'll make a spread together, and I'll just talk about like my process about how I go about journaling, and structure when it comes to working with a blank page, how I go about journaling for me. Everyone's journal style is completely different. This is just the way that I journal, and this is the way that I like to incorporate a lot of visuals. I like to kind of save everything, and in a way I would say the way that I journal is kind of like a scrapbook with some words sprinkled into it. But there is no right or wrong way to journal, and I don't think there's a certain way to journal. I think it's all up to the person. But how I will make my spread is depending on just how I usually do it. So before we begin, this is just my notes. I have, it's like not really a script, but I just want to have a little bit of a kind of what to say, because I will be honest, I've tried to do these in the past where I wanted to have an overhead shot of me journaling, but I never got to fully commit to it. One, I overanalyze what I do, so I'm usually not happy with the final product, or there are things I like to change after I do it, and because of it I just don't continue. And I also have a habit of starting projects and just not picking them up again. And so hopefully this, because it is the new year, this kind of it's a new beginning, a new way for me to reintroduce this project of mine into my life, in a way that's different, in a way where I wouldn't be so hard on myself, and just to kind of take it slow, I've always wanted to do this, and here we are. And hopefully I have this episode edited and uploaded it fine, you know. And anyways, let's begin. So I will start by introducing my journal and the journal that I work with. So this is my journal. This is my mini Traveler's Company passport size journal. I got this journal sleeve at a bookstore in LA, and journal size depends on your preference. I've tried the bigger size journals, and I've tried even more like things that were about this size. I think this is a A4 size. I've tried to make this. This is my planner, by the way. I've tried to work with a size this big when it comes to journaling, and I just find myself going back to the more mini size. I think it's because I like my journal to fit in my bag. I like it to be compact. I don't like anything too bulky, so this is the perfect size for me, but that can depend on you. If you prefer to work with anything bigger than this, then so be it. There's no right or wrong way. So I have decorated this. This is a little teddy bear that Sydney bought for me in New York. This is I think it's a caviar, I'm not too sure, but I got this at one of those gachapon arcades in San Francisco. What this tape here is just a guide, so it's centered. I have a sticker from a local artist that I think not too long ago. I think I got this right in October, but it's Cowboy Miffy, so cute. Got a little pen holder from, I think this is from Midori, and it's just a pen holder. I also have these clips. These are perfect to kind of to hold those pages down, especially when you have your journal out. It tends to kind of close, so these are perfect for that. I recommend these type of clips. And the journal that I use, and I bought a whole bunch of these. These are just the Muji passport memos. I think don't remember the price. These were $1 each, maybe even less than that. But yeah, these are about $1 each, and these fit perfectly in my passport size journal. Let me recenter my camera a bit. These fit perfectly. They're cheap, and you can buy a whole bunch of these. I find these a little bit more affordable than the Traveler's Company inserts, and these just do it well. I started already a spread. This is an example of a spread that we're gonna work on together. So a little bit of a breakdown about how I approach a spread is the first step I'd like to do, or the first step I usually do is I think about layout. So everything that you see behind all of these elements, it's what I start with. For this spread, because this was the beginning of the year, I thought of optimism. I thought of bright colors, excitement, because it's the new year, and so I wanted to add a little bit more bright colors, yellow and green, colors that are bright. This is to avoid that negative space that you see in journals, or not negative space, right? Like the blank white pages. Some people love to work with the pages that are blank as for their spread, but for me, I like to kind of have it covered up with colors and all of that. And then the second thing I like to do after I thought about the layout of it, the colors behind all of the pictures, that's when I start inserting the pictures and the elements. This is a chopstick wrapper from a restaurant that I ate at. I made this spread on January 1st. So this is my very first spread that I worked with. And on that day, I saved everything. I went to a camera store to buy some more film, and this was the packaging that film came in, and I cut it up. I saved it, cut it up, and added it to my journal. Of course, you see chopstick wrapper. I have an instant photo right here. That goes second. Third is decoration. That's when I add in all of the little stickers that you see. I add in the little ribbons. Anything that's kind of decorative, that's where I do it towards the end. And any last minute, any last minute thoughts that I want to add, I made sure to add that right after. So as you can see, there's a little bit of text in between. That's where I go at it. And oh, sorry, and I also add in anything I want written. I make sure to do that before I decorate it. So of course I have a little bit of a small little thing I wanted to write over here. I made sure to do that before I add in all the stickers. But here is just a finished spread that I did on January 1st. At the time that I'm filming this, I think it's January 4th today. Originally I wanted to have this video come out January 1st, but things happen, and it's better now than late, or better now than never. Yeah. So let's just begin. Let's start with a new spread, and let's just begin. So I won't be using the sleeve. I usually put in my journal after. So we will work with just the journal itself. And now it's the perfect time to use these little clips that I have. As we mentioned, first part is the layout of it. I have my little box here. Essentially what it is just different little bits of paper that can be used as page fillers. Like I said, I don't really like to work with just that plain white background. I like to kind of see splashes of color in my spreads. So because, the new year is bright and exciting, let's try to find some bright colors. Ooh, I didn't realize I left that there. Ribbon stickers. Oh no! We might use that. So I'm not too sure if the lighting is a bit dark around where I'm at, but these are just crafting paper. A lot of stationery. These are also origami paper, but you know what? Let's use something out of this. You know what? I'm feeling a bit brown. Let's do brown. Yes. I do like this pink, so maybe what we can do is we can use this brown and this pink, and I can look through my box of little cutouts, and we can kind of make a collage-like background. So if you're starting out journaling, there's no right or wrong way to journal. You just journal from the heart. The way I like to journal, of course, is that I like to save everything and kind of make a collage-like journal. I essentially want my journal to look like a memory. Obviously, memories are not always vivid. Memories can be blurry. Memories can kind of look, I don't know the right word, where something's like a little bit fuzzy, blurry. A memory it's not supposed to be clear, and it's not supposed to be, it can be clear if you want it to be, but I like my journals to look like it came straight from my mind, from my memory, and from my heart. And that my heart, it doesn't always look clear. It can look a little cluttered. And I love that spontaneous, natural look to my journal. I like my journal to look, you know, I don't want it to look too organized. I don't want it to look too, you know, I think oftentimes we can get a little carried away looking at beautiful spreads on Pinterest, but you have to remember that your journal is for you. You know, your journal should look like it came from you. It can be very easy to kind of go into the comparison game of looking at different spreads and wondering, oh, why doesn't my journal look like that? Well, everyone's journal is going to look completely different. As long as your intention is there and everything is from the heart, then your journal is beautiful regardless. That's just the way that I like to journal, the way I look at things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this. And we're going to make this beautiful spread. I think for Journal and Jazz, I think I mentioned in the beginning that maybe I should make each episode about a topic. Like a topic in mind. Oh no. Well, I think I could use scissors, but I don't really want to. Okay. I do hope that this camera picks up the colors because it's looking a little bit dark. I hope you don't mind. Then again, first episode is about trial and error. So I'll put the pink here and I'll put the brown here. I'm sure you get asked this many times recently, but what are your journal? What are your New Year's resolutions and goals? I have a few. I guess my main goal for this new year is that I want to be able to hear perspectives and ways of looking at things different, or I guess essentially what I want to say is that I want to read more. I want to be able to be a little bit more receptive. Replace the time that I spend, like most of us do, scrolling, and replace it with content that will benefit me. Stories that I know will change the way I look at things and change my perspective. I want to be more open about it. I want to be able to expand my knowledge. I want to be able to read more. I want to be able to express myself with words and not get stuck. Every time I want to say something or talk about something, I want to be able to summarize what I would read in a way where it's not jumbled. I want to be great with words, and I want to be able to hold a conversation where I don't have to take that long to think about what I'm about to say. Sorry, a tea break. But that's what I want. Recently, I resubscribed to The New Yorker. Resubscribed through the app. And I want to be able to use that app and replace the time I spend on, I don't know, Twitter or Instagram, with content that I know is great for my brain and great for my well-being. like junk food, you know. Essentially what we tend to do is we tend to doom scroll, and it's kind of like junk food where it's good, but it's not good in the long run. It's a little crooked. That's all right. We're not aiming for perfection. We're going off of vibes. Once we get these spreads in, I'm very excited to show you the things that I saved for this spread. I didn't do much because obviously with the new year, everything's a little bit slow. We're still picking up things. But I did take a few pictures here and there, saved a few things. Really excited to show you. Sorry, a bit itchy. I read a piece in the New Yorker. I think it's from Joshua Rothman. Talks about how it's the small necessary task into completing a giant task that makes it impossible for us to begin, because we don't want to be inconvenienced with all of those little hassles or little inconveniences. So we'd rather not start it. I don't think I'm making sense, but let me think of, for example, a giant task that I need to do is clean my room. But it's not just to clean my room. When you think about it, it's more of like washing my sheets or dusting the fan, changing out these wilted flowers I have on my desk. It's all of those little things that I have to do that gets in the way from me even beginning to start. And I think that is basically a lot compared to things that we need to do, such as getting a car wash, or I think the example that the author used was changing window wipers in your car. There is a direct solution that's very easy, is to just go to the store and buy a new one. But I'm talking about all of those little obstacles that gets in the way of us even beginning. And like for me, it's cleaning my room. Or think about it like this, like Christmas lights, because it was Christmas. Think of Christmas lights and it all tangled, and rather than taking the time to address the issue and untangle each wire at a time, you would rather not deal with it and just buy a new set of lights. There are many things where we look at something that we need to do and we simply don't want to deal with it. And because of that, it makes the task just impossible to start. There are many things in life that feel that way. I know for me, just editing a video, like this video, for example, I find it very hard to start because of the thought of sitting down at my desk for a long period of time, finding the music and cutting out each clip. Just the thought of it, I just want to say, I don't want to deal with this. But when we say I don't want to deal with it, we are essentially accepting. We're essentially having some acceptance that when I say I don't want to deal with cleaning my room, essentially what I'm saying is I've accepted my mess of a room. I accepted that I'm just gonna have to work with this, and that I'm fine with a messy room, and I don't want to address the problem and clean it, is what I'm saying. And that was just what the piece talked about, and what I like about it is the solution. The solution is to, if ever we're faced with a situation that has all of these little steps that we just don't want to go through, just think about it like essentially fall in love with the obstacle, fall in love with the issue. It requires patience. It requires an end. There's an end to it. It requires a nuance. Sorry, I didn't mean to say end, but it requires just like relationship. It requires patience. It requires time to essentially get to that point that we want. And that's just how I feel now. I feel that when it comes to making a video like this and to be editing, it means that I'm looking at the future. I'm looking at how happy I'll be when this video finally uploads, and how great it would be to have an archive of videos that I've started on, and I'm very glad that I took the time and do it, even though just the thought of it, of starting, is very daunting because of all those steps required to get to that point. I will be very happy because I know that my future self would be very happy that I would at least start it. This is really cute. Aside from reading more and becoming more informed about the world, and learning about other perspectives other than my own, going out of my way to use local resources like the library. I think I find myself going to the library a little bit more this year, as opposed to kind of spending a $9 latte. I think I'd like to be a little bit more intentional where I place my time. So I think it's kind of like what I talked about earlier. Rather than kind of using the time I use doom scrolling, I can swap that out with an app that is more, would kind of be a little bit more, I feel like I shouldn't have cut that out. It would be a little bit more beneficial for me. Don't vibe with the little square. I'm not too sure why I did that. Is it too late to cut it off? We'll keep it. You know what? We'll go off of vibes because I'm not too sure if I'm loving that little gingham yellow square. Hope that you can see this. Another weird, I wouldn't say weird, but another resolution that I have for this new year is when I take pictures, I don't want to do multiple shots. I want to take the shot and kind of go about it. I think oftentimes I become a little bit too fixated with whatever whatever it is that I'm taking. I become too focused on getting the perfect shot where I waste a lot of time. I'll waste a lot of mental energy trying to get the right shot. And so what I'll do is, if I have to take a picture of just anything, I will take one shot or maybe 2 shots, and that's it. It's kind of like how when we take a Polaroid, we have to be satisfied regardless because we only have one shot to take that shot. And essentially that's what I like to do for my phone. I want to be able to take the picture and just go on with what I have to do. So essentially I can treasure that more and not be so focused on getting that quote-unquote right shot. If you hear snoring, that is my puppy sleeping. She went on a walk and she's a little eepy. So let's put this. That's about the spread, or that's about the layout. Can't tell, it's looking a little too dark because of the lighting. Now let's get to the fun part, which is what I'm working with. So, look at that. This is yesterday and the day before yesterday in paper materials. This brings me to my advice. When journaling, scrapbook style, I would say, I don't think there's a certain name for it. My advice is to save everything. You might look like a little bit of a, little kind of crazy for just saving every possible thing into your pockets, but trust me, it brings the spread to life. Your memories, these are essentially, this is your existence. This basically means that you've lived a day, that you went through a day. Every little piece of paper is a reminder that you exist, and that this all brings the memory to life. And so I would save everything. Obviously, I don't think I'm going to use everything, of course. I think I saved like an InNOut straw wrapper. But save everything, save photos. This essentially makes the your spread a little bit more special, a little bit more personal to you. And so let's do it. So yesterday I went to InNOut in the morning. I was craving a burger, and I saved these little sugar packets that came for the iced tea, and I was like, oh, that would add a little bit of character into the spread. I love InNOut's branding. I think they're very classic. Obviously, I'm not going to use everything that I've saved. If anything, save what you want and maybe discard everything else. But I think what we'll use is we'll use a little bit of the InNOut stuff. I also took a picture of my dinner. It's not a great picture. I bought this pack of film discounted, and I can see why now. The colors are not quite there, but it's the pasta that I ate last night. I think this would be great. Yesterday was a very chill day. Didn't really do much. I did do a little bit of my freelance, but this is just what I ate. Towards the end of the night, as I was on my laptop, I was eating a bunch of these chocolates. Maybe I could use some of these wrapped. This is when I went to the walk yesterday. May or may not use that actually. I took this with my Polaroid Mini. I actually like this a little slightly bit more than the Fujifilm one. I love this camera so much. I essentially use it now as like a mini printer. Just save everything is really all I could say. And yeah, let's begin. Now, there's another thing I want to point out. Let's say that you do save everything, right? But you just don't have the time to journal because, you know, life gets in the way, we get busy, and you're saving everything, but now you have a packet or a bag full of these little paper momentums of life, and you're intimidated to begin. I would say just don't let that intimidate you. There is journaling, the act of journaling, it's not meant to be stressful. It's meant to go at your own pace. It's one of those activities where you don't want to put too much thought into it. And you don't want to feel intimidated that, you know, I'm saving everything, but I just don't have the time to journal, and now I feel too afraid to begin. I say journal when you can. Don't put too much unnecessary pressure into it, because your materials will always be there when you decide to go journal. So, you know, I felt that way. I felt that I've had periods of time where I did not journal because of just many different reasons. And so I have a folder just full of these, of just my life in paper. I went on a trip, and even that I haven't put it on paper yet. I haven't put it on journal yet, because it's just too much for me to begin. But I say go at your own pace. Went to a trip to New York on last month, and still did not. Actually, I did start on it, but I haven't finished it. And I probably will finish it maybe later around this month. But that's because you know, journaling is not meant to be stressful. It's meant to be at your own pace. This would be very nice with some washi tape. Very laid back day. Just had some InNOut and pasta for dinner, and that's what we'll do. I'm trying to figure out a way that I can incorporate this, because it's such a strong element. That's cute. Let's do that. One sugar wrapper should be enough. Actually, why not we add two? That's really cute if we had two. For the new year, I'd also like to listen to a little bit more music. I have habits where I would listen to the same thing and stick with it. I want to explore beyond what I already know and listen to some artists that I'm just not too familiar with. Recently I started listening to Nina Simone and her music, and I love her voice. I love the authenticity. I don't know too much about her, but I'm very excited to learn about her. But I started listening to her. I love jazz, but there's still so much to jazz that I don't know about. I'm ready to expand my music taste even more. So that's that. That's a good start. Now, let's see. Put that there, and maybe I can have a space where I can write there. Let's keep it at that. Let me discard anything that we don't use. It's okay to throw it away if you're not going to use it. My advice is don't feel pressure to journal in chronological order. I think that with the way that I journal, I like to journal like it's a memory, but I don't necessarily need my memories to be in certain order. I don't need the days to be in order. You can have some pictures that you saved from 2 days ago, and you can paste it in wherever you want. It's your journal, and you decide how you'd like it to look. So don't feel pressure to journal in chronological order if just that's not something that you want to do. I say journal the way that you want. If you want to mix some dates together and create one art piece, go for it. That's just something I like to share. So, like I said about the chronological order, the very first day of the year, I went to the camera shop, bought some new film. I bought a film pack that has a black frame, but this is white frame. But I thought this would be very cute on this spread, since I am using my Polaroid a lot this year, and the year just started. See, I love this. I love the Polaroid. I love the history behind Polaroid. And I just like it a little bit more than the Fujifilm one. They take a while to develop, but I think that's the art of it. Where should I place this? Kind of want to. Yeah, why not? Maybe I should angle this camera to face me more. These are my pens. So we're gonna get to the best part, which is decorating. Yay! Okay, so this is the stage of journaling where we start to add all of the little embellishments. We start to add the stickers, the washi tape, little cutouts. Now that we have our content placed, oh, that's right. I wanted a space where I could write. You know what? No, this will be a visual spread. A little less writing. We'll let the visual speak for itself. And if I do want to write, I can always go back and write later. I will take a little bit of the receipt and I would write there. But let's just focus on decorating now. So let's bring out little stickers. Sorry, not a thing. There's like a kind of a joke where shopping for books is completely separate from actually reading them. I say stationery shopping is kind of like the same thing. I think oftentimes I can get carried away with the amount of stickers and collecting stickers that it's kind of hard to get through all of them. So my tip is to just use what you already have, and then any stickers that you want afterwards, go for it, but definitely use what you already have, or else you'll have an abundance of stickers, which is not a bad thing. But you know, let's see. Since I've had pasta, had some little bit of InNOut. Yesterday was very chill. Let's just go for stickers that remind me of that day. Let's see. These are cute. Well, that just shows me that I need to go sticker shopping. So, ooh, let's use this. I didn't open these. You know what, for the journal, for this spread, because it's our first, why not let's use this new thing I have. Got this at the, oof, $6. Oh no, what's that? That's by Midori, that's why it's expensive. Midori makes beautiful notebooks and journals with beautiful smooth paper. That's why it's a little pricey. That's cute. Yeah, let's use some of these. Wonder if anyone feels the same. It's the fourth day of the year, but it's just kind of zooming by. Kind of use it like a washi tape, sorry. Oh, I love this sticker. Very live, laugh, lovish. Do what makes you happy. I agree. This makes me happy. So let's put this up here. If ever you find yourself working on a spread and you just dislike it midway, or you're about to finish it and you are just not loving it, you're not loving the colors you chose, you're not loving the overall spread, try not to have too much judgment too soon, because let the spread age. You'll have a great appreciation for it afterwards, after time has passed. Kind of like wine, it's better as it ages. And I feel that way with some of my spreads. I would finish it and I wouldn't be that happy, but 1 year down the road, or even after a few months, I am very glad that I did it. And I love how beautiful it looks, because we might not appreciate it now, but you'll be glad that you at least documented that day. And so, don't be so harsh. Just know that you'll love it with some time. because of this green, let's balance out that green. Oh, there's a cat, but I don't really want to use it. Let's use that chair. Oof, it's been recording for an hour. I think by the time I edit it and cut it, I don't think it will be a whole hour. Let's use some of these bears. You know what? I'm gonna use this bear and I'm gonna write the date of yesterday. This was the 3rd. I've already gotten used to writing 25 as the year, surprisingly. 1, 3, 25. It says that I've been recording for a whole hour, but I think when I edit this out, I don't think I'll make it an hour. I haven't really thought about how long I'd like these journal jazz to be. Let's see. Let's add this thing right here. Basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to balance out all the green that we see. Let's add some ribbons. Oh shoot! My glue! Why didn't anyone tell me? I'm just kidding. Alright, so I wish I had these ribbons for I wish I had green ribbons. Ah, where to buy some materials. Most of my stickers are from Daiso. Gosh, we have a Daiso. I remember back then my family, we used to drive to California just to go to Daiso. It's like a big thing, and that Daiso has an 85-degree. I remember we used to do that. So now I think Las Vegas caught up. Oh, that's so pretty. Look at these little ribbons. I gotta buy more of these little ribbons. They're really pretty. Should put one here. Right here. Let's put it here. Oh, I ripped it! No! Are we liking it so far? Yeah. It's cute, but I feel like it's just losing a little bit of character. So I'm gonna write down different things that I felt yesterday, since this was for yesterday. So I just wrote something very simple, nothing poetic or anything, but I just wrote. Last night I went for pasta at our favorite Japanese place. It was delicious, of course, and I really enjoyed the pace of this new year. It's only the beginning of the new year, but I hope that the new year treats me well. And then on the side, I wrote that I've been going on walks more. Being in tune with my body is good for my well-being. But yeah, I think this is a great way. This is a great place to end the journal and jazz episode. We have our spread. We kept it a little bit simple, but here it is. So, thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate. I'm very glad that we were able to journal together. And I can't wait for next Journal and Jazz. And yeah, I have a Substack. So, well, I recently made a Substack. I don't know. I guess we'll just put my little plug in. The same Dear Ray, where I will post these journal spreads, and so YouTube will be more like the video format, where you kind of see the construction of the spread. But I think if you just want to see like the finished product, or written process, I'll be sure to put it on Substack there. But yeah, I'm very glad that we were able to create a spread together. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next Journal and Jazz.